G'day YouTubers and computer nerds, Luke here. So today I'm going to be taking you on a shopping trip to help me decide what parts I'm going to pick for my AM4 Ryzen build when it's released, which is very soon, 27, 28, which is in 5 days roughly here in Australia. So I've already got a shopping cart sort of half filled with the parts that I'm going to that I think I'm going to buy. So I'm undecided as to whether or not I want to, join the hype train and just buy what's released now and get my video up straight away, or if I should wait for a little bit and wait for some more enthusiast grade motherboards to come out. That's the only thing really holding me back right now is the motherboards. I'm not quite sure that some of the motherboards that are on offer, especially here in Australia, I'm too keen on. So let's go check it out. I shop at a place called PCK here in Australia, so let's go and check this out. Alrighty, so this is my shopping cart that I've got going on here. I've got the Asus Crosshair 6 Hero motherboard. Expected to dispatch on the 3rd of the 3rd, which is in 5 days, like I said. The Ryzen 7 1800X processor, if you know anything about, which you probably won't, if you know anything about me when I purchase my computer parts, I don't dick around with entry-level stuff. It's all enthusiast grade or nothing. I'm getting some 2666 megahertz rated 32 gigs of memory. I think I said 32 gigs twice. Corsair Vengeance stuff, a kit like that comes here in Australia for $329, and I'm going to get one Samsung Evo or one Samsung 960 Pro NVMe M.2 512 gigabyte hard drive. So that comes to a grand total of $1,800. If any Americans and Europeans watch this, can let me know what that would cost you over in America or Europe or Canada, or if you speak good English and live in South America even, I don't really care. That would be cool too. Yeah, so that's where I stand. That's where it stands right now. I mean, honestly, like this 990 FX build that I have currently, to date, after all the water cooling, has cost me close to $2,800. So, and I'm going to transfer a lot of this water cooling stuff over here to this AMD system because I have the mounting brackets for it all. So, under $2,000, and I've got my brand new top of the line AMD AM4 new chipset. So let's go and take a look at some of the other motherboards that are on offer here. Like motherboards, AM4. So this here, now some of you Europeans and Americans will be looking at that and going, wow, that's not a very broad range of motherboards at all. A motherboard that I had my eye on was the ASRock X370 Gaming K4. Now, I personally believe that they'll probably come out with a K5 and a K6 later on down the track. But, I had my eyes on this motherboard, but then I saw a YouTube video of it where they did a close-up, and if we scroll down here, you can see the heatsinks on the North Bridge and the South Bridge. They just don't really seem adequate enough. To me, I mean, I used to work in the steel industry and I know about aluminium and how it's used to cool applications like this, so it just doesn't have enough venting fins across this aluminium block. Like, it just seems as though they've grabbed an aluminium block, painted it red and slapped it on and said that'll do. Like, it doesn't, I mean, this down here, like these stripes down here, the vents in the black South Bridge cooling seems a little bit better. But still not accurate. And look, I love the red and black. Like, red is my favorite color, and I love red and black motherboards. So the two-toned red and black is really good. It grabs my eye. But cooling and heat sinks are more important than color. So it was a no from me there. And look, it's got a plethora of features and options and stuff like that. So I don't doubt that it will probably be a good board, but just not my cup of tea. So the next one I was looking at was the ASRock X370 Taichi motherboard. Now this motherboard would have been a definite sold if it had have been red and black. So let's scroll down here again. If you note on the Northbridge cooling, you have got these venting slots in the aluminium block, which more so than what the last board that we just looked at did. So much better cooling efficiency to be had there. Again, down here in the South Bridge, you know, it's got the slots, the cutouts. There's a proper name for them, but I've had a blank and can't really think. It's so hot here in Australia at the minute, I've lost my train of thought. This motherboard would have had me sold if it were red and black, okay? And I mean, it does look good. I just can't get past the white and the black theme, because it's just it's not it's not attractive to me whatsoever. And look, I don't know what they got going on with this pattern here either. The pattern, I can't really tell if it's like a Hot Wheels pattern or if it's meant to be some sort of machine cogs pattern. So if it were red and black, that wouldn't have bothered me. But so there's something to look at, ASRock, if you watch this video. Moving right along, I'm skipping these B350 motherboards. I didn't like the look of that Asus Prime X370 at all. The ASRock Crosshair Formula, the ASRock Crosshair 6 Hero is in my shopping cart. I love the grey, excuse me, the two-tone with the grey heat sinks and the black shrouds. I think that board looks sexy. Do I think that they'll probably come out with a higher end motherboard from Asus, a ROG edition later on? Yes, I do. Again, the B350, I'm not really interested in integrated chipsets. So look, I don't think there's really much difference between the Gigabyte K5 and the K7. But again, the K5 has got the white shroud there, so I didn't like that, so I don't need to look at that. The Gigabyte Aorus K7 has my attention. I'm pretty sure those LEDs changed, like I could have them red if I wanted. If I bought the particular lighting for it, that motherboard is sexy and is definitely a contender. It looks awesome. So look, I'm not gonna, you're probably like, why don't you talk about the features and stuff like that? There's a million other videos out there where you can look at the features, and look, you can read right here all these features. So I'm not going to go into it too much. B350 Tomahawk motherboard looks good. I love the color, but it's a B350. The integrated chipset, not really interested. Again, the Gaming Pro B350, not interested. Now, this motherboard, honestly, it was a serious contender. This motherboard was initially in my cart before the Asus motherboard was. So, I love the neutral colouring on this motherboard. I love the M.2 heat shield there. It's got no confusing patterns. The cooling on the North Bridge and the South Bridge look adequate. So that there, from what I've seen on YouTube, they're actually vented aluminium heat sinks. So a lot of cooling potential there to be had. It's just a sexy motherboard. The one thing that got me though was this here, like the DVI and the HDMI port on the rear I/O. To me, that spells that it's a motherboard designed for integrated chipsets, so kind of steered me away. That was the only thing steering me away there. I mean, if it says it fits the Ryzen 7 series CPUs. I mean, I don't think they're integrated CPUs, so I mean, maybe it's just there. Maybe it's like for like the integrated chipsets when they come out, maybe you can buy this motherboard now and then swap out your, I don't know why you would, it'd be kind of pointless, but There's some people out there that just want it now but want to switch to an integrated CPU later. It's kind of pointless, but whatever. Moving right along to the last motherboard that is available here in Australia is this one right here. Now, immediately you can already see the vented aluminium heatsinks on the north bridge, and then down here on the south bridge. It's a good looking motherboard. I just can't get past the colour, honestly. Like, the colour is just, oh, if it were red and black, or if it were plain black, or if it were red and grey, you know, I mean, why they keep coming out with these, I'm trying to be as polite as I can so that I don't swear, how they keep coming out with these bullshit fucking colour schemes and patterns is just beyond me. A motherboard more often than not, a motherboard more often than not is not seen, okay? It's just got to be black and grey. You know, you don't need fancy patterns, you don't need these dicky fucking colours on there. Just black and grey, black and red. It's not seen. It's usually, I mean, if you have a look here at the, let me switch back here for a minute. Right here, there's usually a graphics card that covers up that whole area there. Some people even put a second graphics card which covers up that whole area there. Some people even have bulky ass friggin' CPU coolers that you don't see this whole section there. Now, a lot of you might be saying, well, you know, if it's not seen, and if you're going to put, you know, graphics cards and air coolers there, what does it, the colour of the motherboard even matter? Well, yes, I suppose you're right. My argument's being countered. I even know that going into it. But generally, I don't buy motherboards unless they're black or red, or black and red, or black and grey. So, you know, ditch these dicky friggin' colours, please. It's just cringeworthy. Anyways, back to it. That's my cart. That's what I've got loaded in there right now. I don't know. I don't know whether or not to wait for, you know, I don't know whether to wait for some more enthusiast level motherboards to come out, or just to click the buy button right now. I just don't know. But anyways, guys, drop your thoughts and comments down below. You know, constructive or non-constructive, I don't care, whatever. Let me know what you thought of the video. You know, give me some comparison prices from Europe and America, and I think that's about it. For some reason I find outros of a video and goodbyes really really awkward and difficult. I struggle with goodbyes in general, but that's something it's a story for another day. Goodbye. Have a lovely day, night, whatever it is in your time of the world. And until the next video, take care. How do I sign out?